You know, I didn't expect we'd be back here this time. Or this early, at least. But now it's in eye-blinding light mode. Or maybe I just don't go outside often enough. You know, now that I say it out loud, that sounds significantly more likely. Enter the heroine's name? Well, we kind of already locked ourselves in during the main game, so I guess we're gonna stick with it. Welcome back, Annie. The heroine's name can be changed if you're, weird and insecure. And obsessed with the idea of, self-inserting, even if the character has a fixed appearance and an incredibly well-defined backstory. Anyway, the game is starting now. So they haven't been able to use the Rose of Tranquil Time since... basically since, like, the kingdom was founded and Prince Lucius was still a thing. So I guess they just had a lot of jewels to get through. We're seriously going for this, this white color scheme. Is that how it is? Anyway, I somehow guessed that this game was going to feature a... what am I thinking? A automatic new game. So this is in fact the first time I opened it. We have not done... literally anything to set up these, color schemes. Is it weird that I find this easier to read than having the background entirely? Seriously, who uses light mode for anything? Anyway, if you have a problem reading this, fucking sound off now, because I'm not changing for your sakes if you don't speak up. We are in fact playing it in English. Okay, no, when you blow it up to full screen like that, honestly, it's not a problem with the background itself, it's a problem with, that white-ass, extremely pasty outline. What the hell is wrong with that thing? That's why no one likes traditional light-based heroes anymore. Give in to the darkness, it is your destiny. Anyway. Here come the boys. Ah yes, they're starting us out with Landon, our absolute favorite character, no doubt. Do I still need to introduce myself at this point? I'm pretty sure nobody who doesn't already know me is going to be watching this stream. My name's Mitsuda Madoy, I'm a forensic scientist. I've slept maybe 3 hours in the past week. And this is even if Tempest only connections. Fan disc of Even If Tempest, which is literally the last thing I did on this channel, so it probably doesn't need all that much introduction. If you're lost, go watch the VODs. Ain't your dad. Yes, well, there's a little concept in economics known as a food desert, Mitchell. Apologies, but I have plans. No, it's great. You complete each other. You're tons of fun, and she's no fun at all. So you won't extend an invitation. Got it, great. Lovely. And they both electric slid away. if you don't want him to ramble for several hours, you may have picked the wrong person here. And by maybe, I mean definitely.
メリーメリー、たった2ページじゃ絶対無理。忍者の魅力を伝えるには最低でも20ページは用意してもらわないと。
Damn. Killed by a ninja. If there were any mysteries left in this game, I'd say that's probably where we're going with this. But it's not, so I won't.
そんな無茶な。
But if he doesn't be absurd, then how are you going to get any sort of gameplay out of this? What an eccentric performance. Anyway, hello, Maya. You are still the best character.
こんなところでお会いするなんてお買い物ですか、お嬢様?
What are you doing here? Yeah, I have some time yet until we've set to meet, so...
何かお困りごとでも? まさか彼に嫌なことをされたとか?
I mean, maybe, you don't know. No, of course not. Though I am currently struggling with something. I'm searching for a present, but I'm at a complete loss as to what to get.
お嬢様からのプレゼントなら落書きでも賞味期限ギリギリのお菓子でも喜びそうですけど。
Well, it's nice to know someone here has faith in me. Your jokes are harsh as always. I was not joking, milady. You have absolutely no practical skills and are incredibly pathetic. Oh, Maya. You always know how to make me slap my knees.
割と本気で申し上げてますが。
More. I think I'm going to continue my search for a little while longer. Thank you, Maya.
はい、お気をつけて。
You were so helpful, thank you.
そこのお嬢さん、贈り物をお探しなの？だったら花がおすすめよ。
It is in fact incredibly easy to go wrong with flowers. I should know. I've seen people murdered with them. Do you think so?
うちの花、どれも綺麗でしょ？今が一番いい時期ですからね。
Flowers, huh? Flowers. Metal Gear. They do have merit as a gift, I admit.
花の名前を書いたプレートに花言葉も載せてるから、意味から選ぶのもいいですよ。
Wow, what an eccentric performance. How interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Suddenly, everything went black. No, wait, never mind, we're okay.
放送が終わりましたよ。ちょっとサービスしておいたから。
Oh, lots of fan service. Thank you. I appreciate the fan service. That took a bit more time than I was anticipating. I should hurry.
この花を選ぶなんてよっぽど大事な相手なんですね。
That's embarrassing. I blushy whittle maiden uwu. Yes. He's very important to me.
まあ、赤くなって可愛いお客さん。もっとサービスしてあげたくなっちゃう。
Yes. Yes, exploit the capitalist system. Then I may have to ask for help the next time I visit.
喜んでもらえるといいですね。
Knowing these guys, they probably won't. As do I. Thank you again. Chunk. Is that it? Are we dead? Is the game over? Spent like $40 on this thing. I sure hope there's more to it. Okay, fine. Ignore me. I see how it is. Why are you wearing color-coordinated outfits? Are you starting a band? Would you be that surprised if I told you that in the original Japanese, the game was still called Even If Tempest in English, but it had like a 5 N-word subtitle afterwards? I meaning to bring that up at some point during the main game, but it just never came up. Look at that man. Does he ever actually light that cigarette? I don't know if I did. Yuichi Jose, my favorite voice actor. Oh boy, they got a knife fight? And also Ish is here too. That's pretty neat. Justice. Love it when they hire, like, performers who obviously don't speak a word of English to perform in English. It is very amusing to me. It's really weird looking at everyone in their winter outfits when I'm playing this during a time of year when I have to take down my fan and put it directly against my computer to keep my rig from physically melting. A new story has become available in Side Stories. Okay, so like with the original game, I suppose I should probably explain what we're all looking at here. According to the game's official website, our new release is split into 3 sections. See? 3, you all can count. Love stories are the bits, sorts of people who normally buy Ultimate Game fan discs are, I imagine, here for. They are our post-story, post-roots. Bits for the main cast is prologue, just bit we already saw. Yeah, it's starting to look like that. Well, we got the confirmation. Trust but verify. You will lose your job if you don't investigate thoroughly. You know? Do you know? I would like to skip this pan over, thank you. You've made your point, game. Annie, I know you appreciate being allowed to relax and take life a bit slower, but I'm not sure this is quite what we need. Alright, now. Yep. It's 4 boys, 4 roots, each set after their original characters. And roots. Fellowship is our obligatory non-root route, which I am given to understand is where all the actual plot of this little fan game happens. It's the bit I'm most excited for. I don't know about you all. Side stories are... hold on, this might take a bit. Side stories involving characters who are not our 4 main boys. I'm going to do the love stories first, because I don't really care. And I want to end this on a good note, because I did in fact enjoy the original game. I'm going to start with Cryas for the same reason. Cryas was a really great... Cryas was actually a really good character I enjoyed watching. I just think his route was weirdly unromantic for a romance game. Alright, buddy, will you be able to redeem yourself? Will this game ever stop
生
trying
き
to
たいと
blind
願う
me?
者が生き残る。信念のある者がこの先に進むべきだろう。
Remember, kids, if you get cancer and die, it's because you didn't want to not get cancer and die enough. I think Christ of all people would understand that. Oh boy, are you going to jail again? By jail, I mean
感覚を
fire.
失うと心まで鈍っていくんだ。俺なんか何の信念も持たず、ただ人に流されるがまま生きてきた。虚無って言葉が一番よく当てはまる。
Yeah, remember he was really sad. That's totally the same thing as having a character arc, right? If that were the case, I'd have the most complicated character arc in the history of fact or fiction.
初めてだな。もっと生きていたいと思うのは。
So were you supposed to be the giant Birdman on the title of the original game? I'm asking that because I know it's going to come up at some point. According to interviews with our head scenario writer, that Big Bird Demon was not supposed to be any character in particular, but a general portrayal of human darkness, which was supposed to be like the big central theme of Even If Tempest or something along those lines. So no, it was not actually a giant bird demon you were able to fuck. So if that's all you were here for, maybe you can ask for your money back.
どうか未来を俺と一緒に生きてくれないか。
And then they smooched. And it was all very lovely. I can't wait to see how it all goes wrong. Well. Good commander. Mm. 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 Everything, even my breath, is stolen. I'm tormented as I'm cornered into something new and unfamiliar. Why aren't you buttoning up your top button? It's freezing in here. Apparently. Despite knowing that this is an expression of love, I can't help feeling as though I'm suffering. As if I'm a small animal, a hunter at my heels. This is what romance is supposed to feel like, right? I still don't know why any of you bother. The Grand Commander's kisses always feel like this. Like I'm being attacked by a giant slug. Romance. Indeed. Please.
いいよ。待とう。
Oh my god, I saw my life flash before my eyes. All like what did we get up to? Like counting reloads? It was at least 6, I can tell you that much. Because we died twice in the prologue, and then there were 4 routes. So he says, but the hand at the nape of my neck doesn't budge. It's close enough that his breath tickles my cheek. He will wait, but he has no intention of stopping. He probably would stop if I asked him to, but I hesitate to vocalize anything that may come across as rejection. It's because you have no standards for how you should be treated. Okay, children, who would like to stop and have a little lesson on the subject of consent? His fingers gently caress my skin. It's really all it is, but I feel like I could pass out from the sensation.
もういい。
Not particularly. Oh. I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. He steals my lips before I can finish. This kiss is even more forceful than before. Probably because I made him pause. You know how you, punish your love interest for making them wait for physical affection? That's normal and healthy, right? This endless kiss continues until my tongue is so numb it can barely move. That's going to make doing further narration very difficult. Why the fuck do you all have the same name? I'm this close to just banning you preemptively. Okay? You say a goddamn word about art, I'm going to murder your entire family. What do you mean? You have, like, 15 seconds to convince me you aren't another art spammer. Dealing with nothing but that all goddamn week, and I'm this close to deleting the channel. Something tells me I won't live very long. Like, in a different way than I haven't been living long on all the routes up to this point. The thought floats into my mind as I leave the Grand Commander's house on unsteady feet. Like, in a sexy kind of way, or, I just came to borrow a textbook from him. That's all it was. I feel like we kissed for a lot longer than my initial errand. Grand Commander Cryas Castle Rock is an exemplary model for all knights of every stripe. He's well-mannered with a gentle demeanor and a constant smile. But apparently he has no actual, like, standards for how you interact with your love interest. That's the root's conflict. This aspect hasn't changed since before we started dating. He's always very kind with me. But... oh, Anastasia. Everyone I know has a big butt. Tell me about your big butt. Why are his kisses like that? You see, this is a really fundamentally bad idea for a root conflict because half of your target audience is going to be so turned off by the invasiveness of it all that they're probably not going to be able to force themselves to sit through the whole thing. And the other half are going to be insulted you consider it as a conflict and demand more. No one's going to walk away from this happy. Not that I hate them. If anything, I'm almost euphoric when he touches me. But I can't deny that I'm also very confused, though to be fair, that happens to me a lot. If you could just be a bit less impatient, then maybe. I can't tell him that. Asking him to not feel me up like I'm literally made of meat is such a greedy request and embarrassing besides.
何をしてらっしゃるのですか、お嬢様。
Are you stalking me? This is like the second time today.
こんな道の往来でしゃがみ込んで、もしかして体調が悪いのですか？
No, it's nothing.
そうですか。それにしてもお早いお帰りですね。今日はキャソロック殿とお会いになっていたんでしょう？
Yes, Maya, please say mean things about Cryas. That's one of my favorite bits. I did. I guess I'm back early. Even though it's only 6 p.m. Anastasia, do you remember this, that little talk we had about personal space?
いいえ、18時は確かに早くはありませんね。夜、深夜ですわ。
That may be going a bit too far. But if I stayed out any later, I wouldn't make it home in time for dinner. I can't let anything you've made go to waste, Maya. Haha, please take the flattery and stop judging me.
まあ、
Trying to think it's working. Your commander reminded me of this, so I left early.
なんだか手心を加えられたようで、それはそれで腹が立ちますわ。
Fight. Huh?
今日はお嬢様の好きなものを作りますね。楽しみにしていてください。
Oh boy, steak. Then she escaped.
This この書類は俺が対応するから、そっちはお前に任せる。団長が戻られる前に終わらせたいな。
And why is the Grand Commander foisting his paperwork on a bunch of teenagers? Okay, got it. Sure, I have no standards for how I should be treated. One afternoon at the Order, Hugo and I take care of a mountain of paperwork instead of the very busy Grand Commander. He's only gotten busier since his promotion. I only hope this will ease his burden somewhat. I'm keeping my relationship with him a secret because I don't want to bring my personal life into work. I haven't discussed this with him, but I'm sure he feels the same way. Since you know I'm such a good read of people. He is unmistakably the Grand Commander while we're at work. Next to that, I've been able to act normally.
お前さ、どっか体調悪かったりするのか？
Not really. Thank you for noticing. Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you think otherwise?
なんかおとなしくなったような。いや、前から口数は多い方じゃなかったけど、血気盛んな無口って感じだったのが、今はただの無口になった。
It's a subtle, a precise distinction you learn when you spend a lot of time hanging around with or being people who don't talk much. I won't deny that I could be hot-headed.
それに、最近事務仕事をよく任されてるだろ？団長がお前の体を気遣ってそうしてるんじゃないかと思ってさ。
Or maybe he thinks you're a pathetic sniveling weakling who cannot be trusted with anything heavier than a feather pen. You ever think of that? How romantic.
騎士を目指したのは復讐のためだったんだろう。けどお前は修羅の道を抜け出した。だったらこれからは自由に生きるべきだ。やりたいことを探すといい。休暇とまではいかないが、なるべく考える時間を作れるようにしておけよ。
But Dad, I never learned how to think. Yeah, the Grand Commander is being very considerate.
さすがだな。人間ができすぎてる。
I agree. I am actually a bit tired. My heart has been strained for so long. Now that everything's been dealt with, it feels empty. Yeah, spoiler alert, that's never going to really go away entirely. Eventually just learn to get used to it. The Grand Commander noticed this even though I never said anything about it. I've got it bad. The second I start thinking about it, I want to see it. You know, I'm glad the game is telling all of my jokes for me. It makes my job a lot easier.
No. So
You ever hear the one about the Garuda and the Pope?
団長とはうまくいってるのか?
Oh.
おい、大丈夫か?
Anastasia still has not learned how to make any sort of poker face in any circumstance other than killing people. Maybe she should do that more often, it might help her. Why? Why would you ask that?
なんでって。もしかして付き合ってること隠してたのか？ごめん、気づかなくて。
I'm sorry.
なんで謝るんだ?
Sorry, I'm apologizing so much. Because you must have picked up on a change in my behavior, right? It's proof I'm not self-aware enough. I have no excuse.
いやいや、そんな固く考えなくても。仕事は普通に頑張ってるし、意識が低いなんて誰も思わないよ。っていうか、俺が気づいたのは、お前がっていうより、この前、お前の家でパーティーしただろ？その時の団長のお前を見る目が違ったからなんだよな。
Yeah, remember back at the ending of the last game? Which I uploaded last week, you should maybe go watch it if you haven't. I appreciate the engagement. Oh, we weren't actually together yet at that point.
へえ。じゃあ、あの後。
Well, apparently we made out a lot. You don't dislike the idea of us being in that kind of relationship? You know, textbook nepotism? A very easily exploited power imbalance? None of that bothers you?
え？なんで俺が嫌だと思うんだよ。
It seems obvious to me that the Grand Commander you so respect, dating someone like me is a poor match.
お前もそういう感じになるんだな。
Got what way?
恋する乙女。
Meow.
俺の目を気にするようになるなんて、やっぱり恋愛は人を変えるな。
Yeah, Anastasia, stop being so stereotypical all the time, guy. That's not quite right, but I can't argue his points. He doesn't know. He doesn't know, chat. He doesn't know. He thinks no one knows just how much he respects the Grand Commander or the obligation he feels to him. I only know as much because of my repeated fatal rewinds and also because he's kind of a dumbass.
嫌だなんてみじんも思わないよ。釣り合ってないなんて全く。というか、予想してたことだしな。
You'd say that no matter which of the endings I picked, don't you lie to me. What? You knew we would get together? Okay, thank you for clarifying. Incredible, Hugo. Can you see the future? And if so, can you tell me tomorrow's lottery numbers?
なんでそんな突拍子もない発想になるんだ。普通に見てたらわかるだろう。団長はお前のこと特別扱いしてたから。
I'm utterly taken aback. Grand Commander is impartial, but he treated me differently? What could that possibly mean? There's no way. If anything, he was stricter with me. He gave me far more training, but refused to promote me even if I managed to complete every single task. I don't recall him ever being lenient enough with me to make others think he was giving me special treatment.
甘くするだけが特別扱いじゃないだろ。厳しさも愛情の一つって思ったけどな。傍から見てて。
You know, outside of context, literally everything you're saying sounds like a red flag. Well, I suppose you may have a point. But I wouldn't agree that it was romantic love necessarily. Can't really describe why, but I don't think he ever had those kinds of feelings for me.
それで、どうなんだよ。うまくいってるのか？
Well, he's weirdly pushy and invasive, but apparently in a sexy kind of way, so I guess it's fine. He's very kind. There's a problem, it's with me. Why? Why are you making noises like that, my good sir? Should I get Hugo's advice about this? I mean, sure, why not? What else am I gonna do? I won't ever move forward if I remain indecisive. I should get a man's opinion on this issue. The problem is how to go about it. Telling him point blank that I can't seem to kiss very well is way too embarrassing. What do you think you should do if your pace doesn't seem to match? The other person walks so quickly you can't seem to catch up. You can have them wait for you, but that gap will open again once they start walking again.
団長がそんな気遣いもできない人だとは思わないけど、そうなのか？
I'm talking about someone else. His name is Brias Brasselrock.
この流れでそのごまかしは無茶だろう。まあいいや。ゆっくり歩いてくださいって言えばいいんじゃないか？
I can't. It's my fault for walking so slowly.
俺は女性に合わせるべきだと思うけどな。でも、それが無理って言うなら、お前が頑張るしかないんじゃないか？
See, chat, it's a metaphor.
相手を変えられないなら、自分が変わるしかないだろう。
That's a healthy approach to relationships, I'm sure. Yeah, I thought as much. It's a perfectly sound argument. I came to the same conclusion, so I feel as though Hugo was giving me the push I need.
ただ、無理は良くないと思うぞ。嫌なことはちゃんと嫌って言わないと。分かってくれない人じゃないんだからさ。
We're extending him the benefit of the doubt, sure, why not? I know, but I should start with trying a bit harder first. I don't think it's right to just force my own desires to not be physically manhandled like a punching bag without putting some effort in.
そっか。応援してるよ。
Ganbare. I'll go to the Grand Commander's house tonight.
Anastasia. 珍しいな。こんな時間に家に来るなんて。
Just one more button, seriously, that's all I ask of you. Why do you have so much collarbone? Why is your neck so long? It's friggin' weird, yo. It's not properly shaded with the rest of your face. It's inconsistent. It bothers me.
今日はダンに顔を出せなくてすまなかった。明日は行くつもりだったんだが。
No, my duties today concluded without incident. Hugo and I handled all the paperwork we could.
そうか。助かるよ。
I came here tonight for a reason unrelated to work. Phrasing. I won't be able to move forward without challenging myself. This rings especially true for challenging things I'm not particularly good at.
本当に仕事の話じゃないのか?
Grand Commander! Just screaming out like he's challenging him to a duel to the death.
はい。
Please excuse my behavior. I mean, that's kind of like a duel to the death. Put yourself in the right headspace. I kiss him. It's incredibly chaste, no more than a slight contact, but it's as much as I can currently manage. I did it. We're winners. It's only a little, but you have to start somewhere. Absolutely riveting storytelling. My chest swells with a combination of embarrassment and accomplishments. I pull away from the Grand Commander with relief. He, meanwhile, puts a hand to his lips and freezes. I belatedly realize how sudden this must have been for him and quickly apologize. I'm sorry about doing that without any warning, but there are some unique circumstances involved.
これが苦手なこと.
Now, why is it green? What do I meant to take away from that?
苦手で成長したいと思ってることなんだろう。
Well,
だとしたら少し甘すぎるんじゃないか。
If your partner isn't afraid they're going to drop dead from overuse, is it really a kiss? Leading scientists disagree. Do I feel bad for his voice actor for being made to do this so much, or am I jealous that he's getting paid for making kissing noises into a microphone?
舌は奥まで差し込まないと。絡ませて絞り上げるように吸う。
Like two snails playing quap. I...
俺がいつもしてるのと同じ動きをすればいい。ほら。そう。やればできるじゃないか。
Just wanted to let you all know. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Oh man, she saw Solid Snake so directly she's able to follow him to the next screen. Several hours later. I think I'm going to leave now. Okay, Christ, your whole thing is being the one who's emotionally attuned to other people. Can you cross this incredibly low hurdle? It's okay, I believe in you.
さすがにまずい。
Gee, you think?
やりすぎだ。いや、でもあんなことされたら。はあ
This is what you get for dressing like an absolute whore. How does he always manage to exceed my expectations? Because you have no expectations. It's that simple. He said he would be back at base tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to look at him. I'd start acting strange if I did, and everyone would notice. I should take care not to approach his office tomorrow. But things don't always go as planned. The Keikaku is not dirty.
アナスタシア、書類にチェックを入れたから確認して修正してくれるか。
Not running into him when we work in the same order was impossible from the start. Yes, sir. I use every single fiber of my being to feign composure. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, I finished. Boy, what a hard day of work. Man, the for-profit labor is sure getting out of hand, isn't it? Good Commander?
すまない。ぼんやりしていた。
You feeling tired today? His complexion is worrying. It's rare to see such obvious signs of exhaustion when he's always careful to put up appearances regardless of how much work he has. Maybe you should go home for today.
いや、これ以上詰め所から消えていたらみんなに忘れられてしまうよ。
He'll fall through a crack between reality and be trapped in the back rooms. It'll be terrible. It could never happen. You should at least rest on the sofa. I'll let you know if someone visits.
そうさせてもらうよ。
Go take a nap. It's your prerogative as the employer. Everyone wishes they could. Especially me.
感覚が戻ってからひどく疲れるようになってしまった。
Life is pain.
幼い
That's
頃
why I
は
don't
味覚
bother
や痛覚
anymore.
があったのに、久々だとこんなに負担に感じるものなんだな。
I see, so that's why.
甘いもの、辛いもの、すべてが新鮮でつい食べ過ぎてしまって胃がもたれることもある。かっこ悪いよな。
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, not at all. It may take some time, but I'm sure you'll get used to it.
そうだな。
Wow, I'm so glad you're such a good conversationalist. Really giving me a lot to work with here.
お前のことだけ味わっていられればいいのに。
Okay, you were the defendant in a trial where a dude literally got eaten, so that's incredibly creepy. I think. Therefore, I am. I was just told something incredibly bold.
アナスタシア、隣に来てくれって言ったら怒るか？
Gasp. When we're at work, I want to remain the Grand Commander and his subordinate. But when he speaks with that voice, I have a hard time saying no.
隣にいてくれるだけでいい。それ以上はしないから。
Is that a promise? Can I trust that? Nah, chunk.
ありがとう、アナスタシア。
See, it doesn't stand out much when he's wearing his coat like this, but there is like an extra 3 inches of neck under that collar. His head falls against my shoulder with a soft thud.
お前の隣が一番落ち着く。
I've never felt relaxed with the Grand Commander since we began dating. My heart drums persistently and loudly, and sweat seeps into my clothes. I feel like that's a medical condition, Anna. You should probably get that looked at. Glad I recognized so early on that this was love. If I hadn't, I would have suspected I was ill and rushed straight to a hospital. No, it still sounds more like illness. You might consider doing that anyway. His breathing sounds different than normal. Like he's sighing in between. Wow, he's just like me for real. Is having your senses that difficult an experience?
そうだな。情報量が多いと言えば伝わるかな。今まで綺麗だという感想しか持たなかったものの、匂いや味まで知ると、鈍った心には刺激が強すぎて抑えが効かなくなる。好きだという気持ちが溢れて、時々気が狂いそうになるんだ。
Ladies, phrasing like that is traditionally considered a massive red flag. My pulse begins to race. I know he's not necessarily talking about me, but his alluring words play with my emotions.
一応補足しておくが、
Stop reading my mind! Gasp. I desperately control my body's instinct to leap to my feet. Calm down. Grand Commander is tired, remember? Don't make it worse by causing a fuss. You bitch. I breathe in and out over and over again. When I finally managed to calm my racing heart, I realize all of a sudden that he's looking at me. A thing he wasn't doing before. I know it looks like he was, but that's just because we had a limited number of CGs to pick from. He was totally facing the other way earlier. Don't think too hard about it. I see you. I see you thinking too hard about it. You stop that this exact moment. His gaze is focused somewhat lower. My lips. I say exactly what's on my mind without giving it much further thought. Do you want to kiss me? Is this a fetish thing? That was weird. Please forget I...
いや、忘れるも何も当たってるよ。よくわかったな。
Hey, you're not answering my question. This is our place of work. We have no idea who could show up or when. We shouldn't be doing this. But I can't refuse him. If he follows this line of thought any further, I know I'll give in. Hmm? Why do I think I can't refuse him? It's really weird, Anastasia. And very unhealthy.
Anastasia.
Meow.
失礼します。
Landon. The one and only time in my life I will be happy to see you.
おお、アナスタチア。どうしたんですか？
いや、まあ、それより、何の用だ？
Completely smooth and inconspicuous.
あさっての午後、久しぶりに模擬戦をやることになったんです。できたら団長にも参加してもらえたらと。
なあ、わかった。その時間空けておくよ。
ありがとうございます。それじゃあ、俺はこれで。団長。あいつが何やらかしたのか知りませんけど、ほどほどにしてやってくださいね。
Oh, Landon. You're the salt of the earth.
え？あの鉄仮面が泣きながら出ていくなんて、相当きついお説教だったんでしょ？
Are we beginning to get it yet? Is it penetrating your thick skull a bit? Mayhaps, ideally.
泣いていたのか？
号泣でしたね。
It was at that moment that Cryas knew he fucked up. Why did I come here? I flew out of his office without warning. He must think me strange. Actually, if that was all he thought, that's for the best. If he thought I ran away from him, if I ended up hurting him by refusing to let him continuously fill me up like a bag of sand, what'll I do? Hello, bird. You're my only real friend here. The most beautiful creature in the world looks at me with gentle eyes. There are words I would use to describe those eyes. I don't know if gentle is necessarily among them. It's as though a divine light shines through the clouds of my frazzled heart. I'm sorry for causing such a fuss, Huma. I guess my instincts just led me here. Bitch, what the hell are you going on about? A fervent wish was all it took for Huma to come to my aid. From what I heard, she escaped from her flight training alone to do so. Grand Commander Christ managed to handle the repercussions of this later, so it didn't become too big of an issue. The explanation given to those within the Order was that Prince Lucian came to speak with us about his speech, that Huma's actions were part of the performance. The real problem was the knight in charge of Huma's flight training. Only he was in the perfect position to realize this wasn't planned, and he found out. What was the Grand Commander's response to this? That's certainly a story. Perhaps even a B story. But probably not a C story. This game doesn't have those. There's no oceans in this world.
そんなことが可能なのですか？私にはとても無理です。彼女の方が担当にふさわしい。
See, we're going to let everyone know that we have supernatural powers. We're just going to lie about what those powers are. It's the perfect crime! The Grand Commander and I fervently encouraged the knight, and my appointment as assistant caretaker to Huma finally put this issue at rest. I never entered the games, and I once submitted a letter of resignation. I won't be promoted to knighthood for some time. I can't seem to get my footing. I'm suspended in midair. My fight with the witch is over, and my revenge is abandoned. I aimed to be a knight for my revenge. Without that, I've no need of becoming a knight. Do I look like a cop to you? Huma would be my only regret, but now I can take care of her as a cadet. Do we get paid for being a cadet, even if we, just never get promoted after years and years? That doesn't seem like a good system. What should I do now? What path could I possibly walk? The Grand Commander is taking care to give me a lighter workload so I can properly think this through, but I don't have an answer. If anything, I want to go to Disney World. But that isn't a thing that exists yet. Cool, good talk. Thanks, Yuma. No prob, G. I left without even apologizing. I need to deal with this as soon as possible. As small as this misunderstanding is now, it could lead to worse complications in the future. Like an untreated gangrenous wound. And I don't dislike it when the Grand Commander touches me. Which, you know, that makes one of us. The numb tingling, the gratifying suffocation. And whatever you're into. Sense of domination so strong I'm convinced my heart is in a vice grip. I don't hate it, but I am scared. Scared of being swept away to a place I know absolutely nothing about. Feeling like this makes it sound as though I don't trust the Grand Commander, you know, like a sane person. He doesn't have any memories from my fatal rewinds. I have to be the one to prove that I'm trustworthy, not him. I should go see him tomorrow and tell him that I had no intention of rejecting him. That rather than disliking his kisses, What? I go so far as to say I enjoy them? No, it's far too improper. But I get the sense that I have to go that far to be understood properly.
何ブツブツ言ってやがる。怪しい奴は牢にぶち込むぞ。
Oh, hey, Tyrell. I'm glad there's a sane person here. A sane person who admits they enjoy hurting people. Not even in a sexual way. Mr. Tyrell.
投獄すんぞって言ってんのになぜ笑顔になる。変態かてめえは。
The weirdest kind. On discovering that I was the reincarnation of the goddess, Master Tyrell became drastically more servile. After 8 attempts at convincing him, though, he returned to normal.
つかお前普通に出歩いてるんだな。
That was easy. What do you mean by that?
てっきりクライオスに手ごめにされて食い荒らされてるもんかと。
Yeah, well, you're half right. Just because he has a sense of taste back doesn't mean he'd suddenly turn cannibalistic. You already did that plot arc. You can't go repeating yourself. Master Tyrell looks at me like I've just spoken nonsense. I don't know why he'd react that way, so I only become more confused. Again. It seems to happen to you a lot, Annie.
前から思ってたんだが、お前本当に大丈夫か？クライオスがどんな野郎かちゃんと理解してんのか？
I'm beginning to suspect she doesn't. Of course I do. I am who I am, and that's all that I am because of the instruction he's given me in the years since I joined the Wings. He acts justly, never allowing his emotions to get the better of him. He's the perfect knight, utterly flawless, and my judgment is completely unclouded. I don't know what you were talking about. That's profoundly creepy.
あいつ役者にでもなった方がいいんじゃねえの？俺が現実を教えてやる。よく聞け。
Now listen up, because I'm going to tell you the truth. Cryas Castle Rock is a little bitch. Pissed on my wife.
あいつはな、味覚がないのに凝った料理作っては人に食わせてた。そしてうまそうに食う姿を見て喜んでやがったんだ。
Oh dear.
あ？気色悪いの間違いだろう。
Okay, you all, I can still hear the game advancing, but things are not moving on my screen. Give me 1 second here, folks. Hopefully things will work at some point. Here we are. Why are you? Dear Did something crash on me? Is that how it is? Why is that not reacting either? You all can read. Just, if you can see this, enjoy it. I got my own shit to deal with. Not yours. Dark, aren't you?
こいつがアホなのか、それともクライオスの洗脳がとんでもなく根深いのか。
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna try refreshing stream very quick. Like, hopefully that will fix something. Alright, stream's going to go offline, but it will be back quickly enough that we should not break continuity of stream proper, so hopefully everything will be fine. Back in 1 sec, folks.
「お前の心が汚れているからだ」お前は本当に余計なことしか言わないな。いい加減口を塞いだ方がいいか。
Why are you muted? Why did you go back to being muted? God damn it! I hate this stream. I hate this game. I hate every moment of life that brought me to this moment. Good Commander, if you don't, I'm not going back and doing all that again. I got better shit to do. If you don't stop, Master Tiro will lose consciousness.
てめえ、今本気だっただろ。
This man is just an unrelenting series of red flags, isn't he? It's not funny.
あははじゃねえ。
Are you headed out for a drink?
まあ、ティレルが明日からしばらくヒストリカを出るんだな。今夜くらい気持ちよくおごってやろうと。
Turns out he's going to be dead. Just like Zen. You're leaving Historica? Where are you going? Is it for work?
まあ、仕事といえば仕事だな。不義理にも俺たちに断りもなく行方をくらましたバカをとっ捕まえて、ボロカスに罵るところまでが俺の仕事だ。
My god, it's like the events of this game are all connected or something.
罵れとは言ってないぞ。
I immediately know who Master Tio speaks of, but surprise robs me of my voice for some time. You're going to look for Zen? What, do you like him as a human being and appreciate his presence or something? That's absurd.
カジノに行くなんて、そんな嘘が俺たちに通じるとあいつは思ってるのかな。
だとしたら舐められたもんだよな。ひとまず謝罪の言葉しか吐けなくなるくらい罵倒するつもりでいる。
Aww. We're not even on his route, and we've established that he's a more likable human being than Frias.
ほどほどにな。
Don't tell me how to live my life. I pull out my wallet and hand it to Master Tyrell. She saw a man so beautiful she started crying.
なんだこりゃ。
It's a wallet. People put money in it. Please, use this for your traveling expenses.
今日、給料日だったよな。
Yes, the full amount is enclosed within. If it's not enough, I can bring my savings.
しまえしまえ。お前にたかるほど俺たちは困窮していない。
You know, we do both significantly outrank you in case you've forgotten. Look at the look on Tyrell's face. He's enjoying himself. I remember back when I could remember what that felt like. But I want to help.
その気持ちは善が戻るまでしまっておいてくれ。あいつの呪いを解くためにもな。
Okay. They haven't given up. They still want to save Zen from his eternal solitude. It's wild. I mean, absolutely cuckoo bananas. Oh, Zen, where are you when we need you?
込み出してきたな。そろそろ店に入るぞ。
Why would we want to do something like that?
まあ、先に行っててくれ。少しこいつに話があるんだ。
Yes, let's actually talk about our problems without lying to each other. Wouldn't that be a novel idea?
赤毛、何かされたら大声で叫ぶんだぞ。
You joke, but...
俺を何だと思ってる？
湿度の高い変態野郎。
あいつ。まあいい。
You've not done a good job proving him wrong this route, that's all I'm saying.
アナスタシア。今日はすまなかった。時と場所を考えず、あんなことを。
It's not the issue here, you drooling psychological invalid. You evolutionary dead end. You fucking bird-brained bird farmer. You don't have to apologize. I'm sorry, too, for suddenly leaving like that. I clench my fists tightly as I scrounge up my courage. It's not that I was rejecting your touch. I mean that. That wasn't my intention.
正直に言っていいんだぞ。俺たちの間に遠慮は不要だ。
That approach is kind of the problem here. I'm not holding back at all. The Grand Commander's gaze turns distant. It's difficult to tell from his expression whether or not my feelings have reached him.
そうか。わかった。なあ、アナスタシア。来週会えないか。ちょうど
We get a lot of days off considering what we do for a living. Yes, of course. Did you want to go out somewhere?
いや、そろそろ聞かせてもらいたくて。死に戻りの最中、どんなことがあったのか。
Well, I set you on fire, and I stabbed you a few times, and you turned into a big weirdo bird monster thingy.
再会した時に大まかなことは教えてもらったが、それきりになっているだろう。
That seems like a weird thing to just not bring up, Annie. Okay. I'll tell you.
ありがとな。それじゃ、気をつけて帰るんだぞ。
I will. Enjoy your evening. It might be your last on Earth. He wants to know what happened during the fatal rewind. I'd like to talk about the other ones too, you know? Ones where I killed him repeatedly. That was fun. We should do that again sometime. Now, you see, he's crying because we're expressing too many boundaries. That's really fucky, actually. Totally normal. Don't you feel bad about how many boundaries you have? Look, even that rabbit is upset. Killed a wabbit, killed a wabbit, killed a wabbit. Yeah, get fucked. Give me all you want, but you still have to hunt your own share.
適材適所って言葉ご存知です？得意なこと、好きなことだけで報酬を得られるようになれば、人々は社会に抑圧されることなく生きられると思うのです。
You joke, but that is in fact how society would function if it weren't run by complete douche canoes. I won't outright oppose the idea, but if you want to get good at hunting, I can teach you.
教えてください。でも、技術だけの話ではなく、仮にあなたがいるといないとでは、獣に遭遇する率が段違いなんですよね。生まれ持っての運でしょうか。
I think I see what you mean. Man, even with her soul gone, being a goddess is just a cheat code for everything, isn't it? Why did my handling of the bow improve so rapidly? My own effort is a part of it, of course, but as Mitchell stated, my increased encounters with animals also means I have more experience. I also remember what I thought so strongly when I shot that wolf after the games. You know, that thing that, really heavily foreshadowed and then didn't go anywhere? I thought it appeared specifically to be shot by me. Why would something like that happen? Is it because I'm known as reincarnation?
もしもーし、アナスタシアさん？何 何を急に考え込んでるんです？
I'd always considered myself an ordinary human, but I'm starting to think that may not be the case.
そうですか。僕はあなたに出会って1週間足らずでその事実に行き着きましたよ。
Literally everyone knows every plot twist except for us. Womp. Womp.
疲れた。今日はこのくらいでおしまいにしましょう。そろそろ戻らないと模擬戦に間に合いませんし。
Mock battle?
あれ？聞いてません？この間そういう話になったんですよ。なんと今回は団長も参加されるんです。ちょっと弓と矢落としちゃってますよ。
Yeah, well, I didn't have any glasses of water on hand. Oh, I see. The Grand Commander is participating. It's a rare chance to see superb skills. We should hurry.
ですね。って獲物置いてかないでくださいよ。一緒に運んでください。
It doesn't matter how many shoot, we're only going to be able to carry back 50 pounds. Scarper! Scarper! The training grounds are already packed. The knights have formed a circle around Hugo and Grand Commander Cryas. They do in the knife arena. Hugo has improved the most in the last couple of years, growing skilled enough to even beat graduated knights in combat. Some say he could even apply to the Royal Guard, where such skills are prized. But not even Hugo is a proper match for the Grand Commander, a man who spent his entire life learning to fight without actually being able to feel things. Knife, 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 knife. He steadily chips away at Hugo's stamina while deftly avoiding every attack. Though Hugo's shoulders heave with each breath, not a single bead of sweat rolls down the Grand Commander's forehead.
やっぱりうちの団長はすごいな。5人連続で戦っててあの余裕。剣術だけでなく体力も人間離れしてる。
なあ、ヒューゴもよくやってるが、レベルが違いすぎる。
Yeah? Yeah? What? Still don't know why they leave all those pots around in the middle of the duel. Grand Commander is strong. Stronger than anyone. So, why do I feel like this? My heart is frozen over. My blood runs cold, freezing my limbs and preventing any movements. I know this sensation. I know it. What are you looking at, huh? I feel our gazes meet, but only for a moment. And I look at him, he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me.
参った。
はあ。え？
降参だ。腕を上げたな、ヒューゴ。
すげえ、ヒューゴ、おめでとう。
Landon, did they replace your brain with cottage cheese?
団長？お疲れなんですか？少し休憩入れましょうか。
いや、どうも調子が出ない。しばらく剣を握るのはやめておけよ。
俺、何かしましたか？
Oh no, he's freaking out. He's freaking out, man. He's panicking. He's spiraling. He's spiraling.
あ、いや、何も。
しばらくっていつまでですか？明日？明後日？
Alright, that's just sad.
どうだろうな。
もしかしてスランプってやつですか？とてもそうは見えませんでしたけど。
翼騎士団の剣はガルダを守るための剣だ。今日の訓練でお前たちがいかに優れた騎士なのか分かった。これほどの実力があるなら俺の剣は不要だろ
う。まさか引退ってことですか
？My god, you actually killed him in real life. That's it. He's dead now.
しっかりしろ！死ぬな！
Breathe, darn you! Grand Commander?
大丈夫だ。心配するな。
No one in history has ever said those words and meant them. He gives me one of his usual smiles. I'm unable to parse what's going through his mind in the days leading up to our shared day off. Are you sure you're feeling well? You still haven't figured out how to operate a shirt, and I don't want to force you if you need to rest.
いや、本当に何でもないんだ。疲れやすくはなってるが、異常があるわけじゃない。
Then why did you say you would be putting down your sword? It was his superior swordsmanship that earned Grand Commander Cryas' fame. His one-of-a-kind skills were such that he was even entrusted with training the Royal Guard. His proclamation, eerily similar to a resignation, quickly reached those in the castle. A member of the upper echelons visited the king as preeminent knight out of worry, day after day.
正直ここまで騒ぎになるとは思わなかったよ。母と姉が家まで押しかけてきたほどだ。
You mean the one who wasn't murdered? Even your mother and sister. I'm immediately reminded of Isabella, but she passed away long ago. If I remember correctly, he had 4 sisters, including her.
話したことはあったかな。うちには姉が4人いてね。母と呼ぶ人はこれまでに2人いる。
It's because he's an illegitimate child, Chat. There's no lesbians in this game. Annie, we knew this already.
1人は生みの母親。2人目はキャソロック家の本妻。みんな仲はいいよ。2番目の母は5歳でね。姉たちと10歳ほどしか違わない。母というよりは姉が1人増えたようなものだな。
It's incredible. Given I wasn't able to forge a favorable relation with my own stepmother on account of the irregular beatings, it's hard to imagine. And actually, this might be the first time he's actually spoken about his family to me. Until now, the Grand Commander never took any opportunity to speak about himself. Since I didn't want to discuss family matters either, a part of me was grateful for that. Since that conversation has found its way here, maybe I should ask about something on my mind. Alright. I don't know why they're playing. Little ding-a-ling noises. Like a little wind chime, but okay. If this is a choice, I don't get it, but I want to know both of these things. What kind of people are your sisters? Can we see them in a theoretical even if Tempest 2 at some point?
どんな3人とも多弁で屋敷に一歩入っただけでいるかいないかがわかる。賑やかすぎてたまに父に怒られているよ。
Father hates it when people have fun, you see. Ooh, wow.
けど本質は思慮深く温かい。初子だった俺たちを優しく迎え入れて キャソロック家の一員として馴染むように世話を焼いてくれた。
Jesus Christ, all of them? Did the man not learn what pants were, my lord? They sound wonderful.
頭が上がらないよ。あの人たちがいなければ俺はもっとすさんだ人間になっていたと思う。まあただの真似事かもしれないが。
You see, literally everyone lies about everything all the time, Anastasia. Bam? Baloney, a facade, a load of malarkey.
父に病のことは姉たちにも伏せるように言われていてね。
Yes, for those of you who've forgotten, Christ used to suffer from a terminal disease.
姉が美味しいと笑えば同じように笑い、花の香りに目を細め、怪我すれば痛みに耐えるふりをした。そんな偽りまみれの弟が姉たちの真心に報いることができたか。俺がしてきたことはただのご機嫌取りで、心のない愛だったんじゃないかって。
It wasn't. You shut your stupid face hole. There is absolutely no way you're heartless. I want to see what the other thing you were gonna say was, just in case. Are you the heir of House Castle Rock?
それは最近の悩みの一つだな。一応まだ嫡男のままではあるんだが、病持ちの俺では告げないから、2番目の姉の婿殿を後継者に据えようとしているところだったんだ。
But now you're healthy.
そう、病は完治した。で、父が今からでも俺に家を継いでほしいと言い出してな。父の気持ちもわかるんだが、振り回される婿殿のことを考えると。
I see. He's admittedly in a difficult position as well. Do you want to take over the family?
もしキャソロック家に戻るなら、次の団長を育てないといけないな。
That does not answer my question. It's so hard to imagine the wings without you.
寂しがってくれるか。
Huh? I don't think so.
Huh?
I mean, of course I'd hate to not be able to see you around the Order's base anymore. But our relationship won't change even once you've resumed your duties to House Castle Rock, right? Or will it? Am I wrong?
すまない。俺がバカだった。お前が全面的に正しい。
Okay, I'm glad you recognize it. Phew, thank goodness. I feel as though I've gotten a better sense of who the Grand Commander is by talking about his family. I also see a decisive difference between us. He was loved and I wasn't. I once envied the way his smile shined as bright as the sun, and now I'm certain this was the reason. And that also explains one other thing. You never talked to me about your family before. Is it out of consideration for my situation? He laughs awkwardly, which is not a proper answer. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I never talked much about House Linzel either, but I joined the Wings while all but running away from home. It was likely clear I wasn't in a good relationship with my family. The Grand Commander very likely thought I would be upset if he discussed his own family with me. I think nothing of it now, but would I have been as rational back then? the absolute picture of sanity and healthy decision-making that I am. No. I would have felt lonely. It would have put what I lack into stark relief. And my heart would have shattered. I've been protected by his kindness in ways I never even considered.
過去はどうであれ、なぜ俺が今家族について話す気になったかを考えてほ
Kind
し
of
い
a
な。
bit ahead of you. Thanks, pal. It is strange now that he mentions it. Though the flow of conversation brought us here, the Grand Commander is more than capable of naturally steering us away from this topic.
近々父に会いに行こうかと思ってるんだが。
Well, my condolences.
お前も来てくれるか、アナスタシア。
Anyway, the obvious answer here is to freak the fuck out. What? Based on our conversation thus far, what meaning would meeting his father have? It brings marriage to mind. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. It must be something else. I realize then that the Grand Commander is grinning. He watches my reaction with clear satisfaction.
父上には俺の起こした騒ぎについて話しに行くつもりだ。母たちには話しておいたが、直接弁明しておいた方がいいだろうと思って。
Oh, I see. So that's why.
でも、お前が今思い浮かべたことも実現に向けて動いていくつもりだから、覚悟しておいてくれ。
What did I tell you about mind reading? He sees through it all. Though heat slowly dusts my cheeks red, I nod.
俺が剣を握らないと決めたのは、
It's because it was getting very heavy carrying it around all the time. I think it's made of solid metal, you know?
少し休んだ方がいいと思ったんだ。ほら、感覚が戻って疲れやすくなったと言っただろう。だからな。
You know, it's not polite to lie to your love interest. Is it that bad?
大したことはない。念のためというかサボりみたいなものだ。幻滅したか？
Incredibly. No, your decisions are never wrong.
お前は以前よりずっと俺に対して従順になったな。
Can you not phrase it that way? Am I? I haven't made any conscious changes.
今日は死に戻りのことを聞かせてくれるんだよな。
Sure, why not? Yes, that's why I'm here. I'm not the best speaker, and it may take a while.
構わないよ。
Before the fatal rewind, I spent 8 years locked away in the attack room of the Linzel Manor. Game, you're not gonna go over all of this. We, kinda know all this already. It's, a bit weird of you to waste my valuable time going over all this again. Okay. Nope, they're doing it. Okay, oh boy. Prince Lucian came to my rescue and I moved to the castle as Conrad's fiancé. It was a trap. I was set up by Conrad and my stepmother and burned at the stake. You know, even after all we've been through, I'm still not entirely sure why. It's really weird that. I feel like if they just wanted to hurt me, 1, it's weird Conrad was involved, and 2, I feel like they were kind of already doing that. I met you, Zen, and Master Tyrael during that time. You protected Amaya from Conrad's machinations, which are an enigma.
もしかして 死に戻り後に翼騎士団を訪ねたのは
It is. I couldn't remain at House Linzel and I had to become stronger. I was still so ignorant of the world, so you and the Wings of Gyruda were all I knew.
そうか。よかった。ティレリやゼンのところでなく、俺の元を選んでくれて。
Fatal Rewind is a witch's power. At the time, I was too afraid of seeking refuge at the Inquisitorial Order as a result. Nor did I know where Zen even was. But I omit that explanation, believing it unnecessary and that he'd definitely fly into a jealous rage. I repeatedly used the Fatal Rewind after that. Sometimes I worked alongside you as a knight in the Wings. Other times I served under Master Tyrael as an Inquisitor. After forming deeper bonds with the both of you, the still mysterious Zen became my ally. I'm not sure if this is the, I don't know if this explanation is really explaining all that much. A lot happened after that, followed by a fatal rewind that led me here.
急にあらすじみたいな説明になったな。
Well, you see, I murdered you several times.
先にティレルとのいきさつを聞こうか。どうしてお前は異端審問会に入ることになったんだ？
I explained that the Grand Commander was chosen as a sacrificium, as well as his torture due to Cardinal Monaghan's schemes.
なるほど。モナハン枢機卿がそんなことを。確かにあの人が合法的に俺を殺すチャンスを逃すはずはないか。
I do know that he straight up raped and murdered my older sister, though for some reason I'm not doing anything with that information. This has bothered me for some time, but why does he hate you so deeply? I would understand the opposite, but...
それについてはまた今度な。今はお前のことだ。
Don't avoid the question. Talk about the carnival next. About how the trial was derailed over and over again by people only out for themselves. About the young boy warped by the witch. And about how absolutely delicious Lucian's intestines were. You nearly died more than once. I was terrified, but thanks to Master Tyrael's aid, we were finally able to arrive at the truth.
相当高くつきそうな出来事だ。けど、今まで何度も潰れたあいつを解放してきたことを考えれば、それで差し引きゼロになったとも言えるな。
Flawless moral equivalencies. He said the same thing then, too, did he? I don't remember.
まあ、俺は俺ということだな。
He's just him, can't you see? He's just a funny little bumblebee. I realized I had much to learn from Master Tyrael, so I became an Inquisitor. It was after this that I learned he was a member of the Ishik clan. As for how I discovered this fact...
ティレルのことは無理に話さなくていい。
I know he's significantly less fucked up in the head than I am. Thank you.
今日はこのくらいにしておくか。
No, I'd like to continue to the end. When I chose to join you as a knight, Maya was the first victim. I was a suspect in her death. Sacrificium, in other words. Felt like I was on the verge of going crazy. Or maybe I did go crazy after all. But even then, you were there to help. Fear had frozen my heart, but your warmth brought me back to my senses. Who would have thought the lady had so much blood in her? You weren't chosen as a juror, so you weren't present during the trial. But the evidence we collected together spared me my life.
お前の助けになっていたならよかったよ。
You were always my staunch ally. Always. Then I stabbed you repeatedly. Huma laid her egg after the trial and her feathers turned red. It was because of this that I knew she was pregnant.
だろうとは思っていたよ。死に戻りの経験がフマや俺の命を助けてくれたんだな。
Can Garda not lay eggs without, like, external assistance? That seems like a character failing. It was all because you believed in me. Everyone was overjoyed at the birth of a Garda chick, and peace returned for a while. I had been considering doing a fatal rewind as soon as I could, but you asked me on a date.
ほう。
You also bought me a dress.
俺も買いたい。
That is not the face you make while saying that. You've bought me so many clothes I can barely fit them all in my closet. Jesus, like, why don't you buy me a house if you want to spend money on me, Jesus?
そうか。次は新しい収納を買わないといけないな。なるべく大きなものを用意しよう。
No, no, you need a room to put it in first. Get your head on straight. I doubt he's joking. We went to the church after that.
結婚したのか?
No, you told me there was someone you wanted to introduce me to. But they ultimately weren't there, so I never did get to meet them.
ハズレの青いステンドグラスがある教会か?
Yes, that's the one. He whispers, I see, with a somewhat meek expression, but it soon transforms into his usual smile. Not suspicious at all.
交際してもいない女性にドレスをプレゼントするというのは、我ながらなかなかだな。
But you were already a member by that point. May explain why you acted so differently.
メンブルムは理性を失うんだろう。なら、それも本来の俺だったと言えるんじゃないか。
Pushy and financially irresponsible. I knew it all along. You often asked me to call you by name. I wasn't used to it, so I never did get to say it very much.
突然呼び方を変えろと言われても困るよな。メンブルムというのは本当に好き放題やってしまうらしい。
Admittedly, this is making me, reconsider the way I looked at Kryas during his own route. Like, I still don't think it works as a love interest, but it makes more sense when you lay it all out in plain English like this.
だからお前を愛したんだろうな。歯止めが効かなかったんなら、そういう展開になるのは自然か。
If you phrase it like that, it sounds like you've thought of me in that way for a while.
俺はお前のことをずっと愛していたよ。なんだ、その驚きようは。そんなに意外か?
No, and it's just a bit dumb. You have to excuse her. Well, it's... So Hugo was right. Grand Commander really did treat me differently.
誰よりも一生懸命で、俺の教えに全力で取り組む。素直で純粋で従順で優秀。そんな部下を可愛く思わない上司は多分この世にいない。それに、お前の癖。
I have it?
やたらと相手を褒めるだろう。まっすぐな目で真面目な顔して。あれが良かった。
I really enjoy taking advantage of your, single-minded obsession with making me feel good about myself.
お前の教育係になった時、俺はまだ10代。今よりもずっと迷うこと、揺れることが多かった。心から慕ってくれるお前の存在は安定剤だったよ。自分を否定しそうになるのを 何度も止めてもらった。
See, that feels like the sort of thing I would have expected from, you know, an actual romance route. I don't know how to parse his confession, so I simply listen. I never thought someone with his accolades would be so affected by the words of a single cadet. Even more surprising is that I've never personally seen him waver or sway from his chosen course. Makes me realize that maybe I don't know anything about him at all. Maybe he's incredibly obviously lying about basically every thought that passes through his head. I'm literally the only one who doesn't know that.
でもお前のことはよくわからないままだったな。真面目で素直ないい子だとは思っていたが、それ以上は何も知らなかった。
What? I was just thinking the same thing. I don't know anything about you. This is a really dissatisfying note to end a story on if we were hypothetically in that position.
そうか。8年も一緒にいるのに不思議だな。まあ俺もあまり自分のことを話すのは得意じゃないしな。昔のお前には誰の侵入も許さない領域があるように見えていた。不用意に触れてはいけないと思わせる何かがあった。確かに恋はしていなかった。それでも愛ではあったと思うよ。お前はずっと俺にとって大切な存在だった。
Hey, that's the same thing you said about me. You're the other way around. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Shut up. I'm not very good at picking up on what's going on around my surroundings, so I always thought you were as kind to me as you were to anyone else.
俺もそのつもりではいたよ。特別扱いするとかえってお前の立場が悪くなる。
I actually discussed this with Hugo recently. He told me that you treated me differently. That strictness was a form of love.
それは正しいが、単純にお前が打って響くタイプだからそうしていただけだ。厳しくしすぎるとヒューゴは落ち込む。体より頭で理解するミッチェルには言葉を尽くした方がいいし、ランドンはおだてた方が動きが良くなる。
So you tailor your response to each person. You really are a wonderful superior. Anastasia and I have very different ways of viewing the world.
単に効率的な方法をとってただけなんだが、お前にかかると何でも美点に変わるな。脱線させてしまったな。話を続けてくれ。
I would like us to finish this conversation at some point. After our date, we ran into some trouble. You saved me then, too. If nothing had happened, I may have lost my motivation to continue. I may have chosen a life with you. I may have gotten the only bad ending I actually got.
俺と生きることが心が折れたことになるのか。
That peace was built on top of the corpses of those I love. I couldn't stop until I found a way to save everyone.
それで、その後は何が起きたんだ？
Should I really tell him this? I told Hugo something I shouldn't have. As a result, he killed the Cardinals. At the time, I'd gained Norna's ability to see into the past. I couldn't use it perfectly, but I saw your past with your sister. I saw a conversation you had with her, and the moments leading up to her death. I let that slip to Hugo. The violent acts he committed are all my fault.
そうじゃない。俺のフォローが足りないのが原因だ。
You also said as much at the time, which is why you shouldered the blame for Hugo's sin and left to die alone. You never did take the medicine we were able to prepare for you. As a membrum, you believed you needed to die. You went missing, I searched for you. During that time... Flashback. Yeah, remember this bit? Are we just never going to address this? I was attacked by a stranger who just so happened to look exactly like Landon and have the same name as him too. At which point you saved me. You maintained your composure. You died not as a membrum, but as a human.
そうか。辛い思いをさせたな。
Yeah, it was really rude. Why did you do that? If I cared more about video editing, it would be very easy to make a reaching out and grabbing edit out of that. The Grand Commander gently pats my head. Pat, pat, pat. I bite the inside of my lip, willing the tears welling up at the corners of my eyes to remain unshed.
最初にゼンからこの話を聞いたとき、なぜお前がそんな過酷な目に遭わなくてはならないんだと思ったよ。お前でなくてもよかっただろうと。変わってやることができればよかったのに。感覚を失った俺なら何が起きても耐えられる。けど、そんなものは思い上がりだった。
Oh, so you're aware.
もし俺がお前の立場なら、それほど必死にもなれず、諦めたんじゃないかな。
How dare you say things that are completely true?
自分のことだからよくわかるんだ。まあ、最初はそれなりには奮闘するだろうが、いつか必ず全てがどうでもよくなる瞬間が訪れる。俺はそういう人間なんだよ。だからこそ、お前が眩しく見えて仕方ない。
I mean, at least you didn't have a sword hidden into my dress. I'm far from vibrant. I made so many mistakes. Failed so many times.
だからなんだ。お前は最後まで諦めなかったじゃないか。
Why do you look angry about that? Being angry about things that you shouldn't get angry about is my gimmick. Get off my back.
お前でなければ乗り越えられなかった。この結末にはたどり着けなかっただろう。本当によく頑張ったな、アナスタシア。ありがとう。
Gasp. Tears streamed down my cheeks. Every moment I held them back, another tear falls. Ever since I joined the Wings, I knew the Grand Commander's smile would be waiting for me after whatever hardship I faced. I would sometimes cry tears of grief if my rigid training didn't go as expected, but I could keep going because he would praise me when I finally triumphed. Even now, hearing his praise is what makes this peace I've obtained finally feel real. There sure is a lot of crying in this game. He doesn't have his memories of that time, but there's something I absolutely must say. Just now. Now is all I need.
いいよ。何でも言って。
You took such good care of me, right up until the moment of your death. You scolded me when I needed it too. You believed in me, protected me. Thank you so much. I've craved this warmth for so long. This time it won't disappear under my touch.
More ichido, omae o dakishimerare to.
Oh, sorry, I'm definitely not canonically ending on this route. He's intuited how I feel and responded to those feelings. His kindness once again draws forth tears.
死に戻りの記憶がなくても話を聞けばお前のことをもっと好きになる。前にそう言ったがやっぱりその通りになったな。お前のことが愛しくてしょうがない。どうにかなりそうだ。
I think they make pills for that. Grand Commander. Well. I still haven't told him about the most heartless thing I've ever done to him. I still haven't told him I didn't save him any beer that time we went out to the bar together. Still more. After I watched you and Master T-Rail die, I...
今日のところはこのくらいにしておこう。そろそろ帰らないと。
Don't you tell me what I can and can't handle. Relief washes over me. I feel like I've been given leave to live another day. The Grand Commander helps me up from the sofa and walks me to the door. Apparently he intends to see me home today. Oh.
どうした?
It's nothing. I just looked at your incredibly veiny, detailed neck again and it freaked me out a bit.
Na, アナスタシア。一つ頼みがあるんだが。あの教会に俺とも一緒に行ってくれないか?
What?
枢機卿のこと、姉さんのこと、俺自身のこと。
You know, all the stuff that really feels like it was out of place not getting resolved in the base game. He smiles at me. I'm sure that's what it is, but an overwhelming sadness is all that remains. Womp. Womp.
それじゃ、また詰め所でな。
Thank you for seeing me home. Take care on your way back.
ああ。お前も今夜はゆっくり休むんだぞ。
Because we are going to have a hell of a day later. Grand Commander always gives me a farewell kiss. It could be gentle, or voracious, or full of his reluctance to part. He could do it while his mouth is full of thumbtacks for all I know. But he didn't kiss me at all today. Not once. It was really refreshing. This is the first time this has happened since we started dating. I managed to stop him from leaving. I'm not courageous enough to ask him about the lack of a kiss. So I swerve to another topic. Do you want me to call you by name as well?
さあ。
I imagine you would. It's kind of why I asked, actually. What a little bitch. Good Commander, you piece of shit. Don't you ignore me when I'm talking to you. Clear communication is important in a relationship, goddammit! And now it is the next day, which means I'm going to take this opportunity as a good place to end. Hello, Rick. I'm going to ignore you for the time being. This is not what I expected from this route, but I'm glad we're at least getting some answers. Next stream will be on Monday. We will be playing a more mysterious mystery game with Hope. Y'all already know how it is. Night, everybody.